Well, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. I wanted to share with you all something that is a little bit interesting to me, and it reminds me of how I think and how I do things and live my life, because you know, nature can teach you a lot of things if you pay attention. And I just think it's ironic that this sets an example of like what I've been saying for so long since I've been on YouTube, because we had such a rainy, horrible spring that I decided I'd wait until next year to plant a garden and hope for a better spring. And I'm going to show you guys how the weeds have just taken over this garden. But I want to show you something that's kind of special. So here is my garden. What I've got is a framed in stone walkway. The same stone we have in our driveways. I've got 2 pots of strawberries right here, and these are very old strawberries, and I think their life is pretty much over with. They haven't done good. I've pretty much given up on them. I'm going to have to get some new ones to plant. But just look at the weeds that have taken over this garden. I've got to thoroughly weed this garden and rototill it this fall and get it ready for next year before I add more organic material to it. But you can see just how choked out this garden truly is. Just choked all the way full of weeds. And last year, our tomato plants were along that back fence. And then we had potatoes in the bins, the whiskey barrels back there, as well as that bin over there. And the rest was just some cucumber and some summer squash. And if I get back here in the bed with the weeds where everything else is growing, look at what's growing outside of the box. And when I say outside of the box, I'm talking about what's framed in like a box where the garden gets planted. And look at what's growing outside of the box. A tomato plant that came up all by itself. And look at where it's growing. It's growing right in the walk that I have framed in. And this is an example of how nature can teach you things. That sometimes your survival will have a greater chance of making it when you're not where everyone else is, doing what everyone else is doing. This tomato plant was not planted there. I did not plant it there. Did it know to do this? I don't know, because who knows what plants know. They are a living organism. But this tomato plant is growing right here in the walkway, not in the garden itself. So if I were a plant, this is what I would be doing. Doing the one thing that nobody else is doing. While the masses are all doing the same thing, I'm outside of the box doing my own thing, where I don't have to compete with everyone else that is doing the same thing as everyone else. So now, when this plant gets water from the rain, it doesn't have to compete with all these different species of weeds and plants. Do you see how the smart plants that have something to offer pick a way to thrive where it has the best chance of survival? Outside of the box. So I put this little fencing around it, and I've been watering it. And it doesn't have to compete with everybody else. Just some food for thought, you guys. It's a system I truly believe in, and I believe it works damn good. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.